Right, we're back and live again. It's been a while, boys, since we really delved into the world of MMA, in particular the UFC. I think the last one we did was 312. There was a Saudi card mixed in the middle of there as well, where Adesanya lost to Imavov. But feels like we're back again with UFC 313. Sorry, Alex Pereira, obviously one of the biggest stars in sport right now. He's headlining against Ankalaev in a fight which he's underdog in, I believe. But for this one, we'll look at the co-main event. It's a rematch of UFC 286 in London at one fight of the night. Gaethje versus Fiziev. Was meant to be Dan Hooker. He's undergone surgery. I saw that pop up on my news feed earlier. Wish him the best. But yeah, Rafael Fiziev, not a bad replacement, boys. I don't think on 3 weeks' notice, to be fair. Heard there's fighters that potentially turned it down. Look, Gaethje's never really in a bad fight, is he? Probably the most entertaining UFC fighter. Well, him and Michael Chandler certainly are both up there for never failing to deliver in the octagon. But Fiziev on a 2-fight skid. Now he injured himself in his last one against Gamrot, if you remember.
He hadn't fought in nearly 2 years.
Yeah, so he's up against it here, especially on short notice. But look, the last image we've seen of Justin Gaethje in an octagon is him flat on his face at UFC 300 when Max Holloway delivered one of the best knockouts in UFC history. So he's not going to be coming in full of confidence, in my opinion. But yeah, how'd you both see things going on Saturday night?
I think Gaethje will run through Fiziev. I think Fiziev, he's been out too long to come back and fight a guy like Justin Gaethje. We saw the pattern in the first fight. Gaethje was just edging him. I get that Gaethje's been knocked out, but we've seen him flatline before. Eddie Alvarez knocked him out. Chandler knocked him out. Just came back and fought again and was the same. Justin Gaethje has had, 18 fight of the night bonus or performance bonus. I think he holds the record. I think it was, what's his name? Cowboy Cerrone, but I think Gaethje's possibly taken that record. I think he's had one.
Pretty sure it's Oliveira that's got it, but I think Gaethje's close.
No, but I think Gaethje holds the record because he's had it in every single fight he's had.
Oliveira
hasn't had it in every single fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Gaethje's never had a fight and not got a performance bonus of some sort, be it for the fight or the performance. I just think that when they fought last time, it was over 3 rounds, but there was a similar pattern. Gaethje was just that little bit quicker, hit that little bit harder, doesn't use his wrestling, but has fantastic wrestling defense. And he can throw kicks. I've never seen anything like it. He throws kicks from right in front of you. So he can kick your leg, he can kick your head, he can kick your body, but there's no there's no tell on it. He don't set himself, he don't stand back, he don't turn side on. He just brings his leg to wherever he wants it from right in front of you. And I think that this will be round 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it'll be a continuation of where they left off. I think Fiziev's been out too long to be fighting someone like Gaethje because he's got to go in and go 100 mile an hour straight away. The Gamrot fight's a little bit slower than Gaethje. Gaethje fights at 100 miles an hour. I think he's just going to drown Fiziev, and I just don't see this fight being as close as the first one.
Look, yeah, Jay, it has summed up how I feel about it as well. Coming back into a Justin Gaethje fight after a prolonged layoff is just not a good idea because Gaethje, like you've just said, mate, will force you to set a tempo from the first round that you're not comfortable doing, especially over a 25-minute fight. If this was another 3-rounder, you could say Fiziev could fizzle his way through it and possibly it wouldn't affect him too much. But
Fiziev might fizzle there.
It's a championship fight, mate. So, championship distance. So the chances are, even if he's all right through 15 minutes, those last 10 minutes are where we're going to see his gas tank suffer. Gaethje has a point to prove. Look, everyone remembers that he was stopped on the buzzer by Max Holloway, but he was also losing to Max Holloway. It's not as if that stoppage at the end was the turning point in the fight. Max was on his way to winning probably 4 rounds to 1, if we're being honest on the scorecard. Yeah. But he put the rubber stamp on it by having that ending. So he needs to show a bounce back again. And like you said, mate, every time Justin Gaethje needs to bounce back, he inevitably does. The difference is this time, he's not doing it straight away. He's taking some time away. He's reset himself and he's ready to go again. don't think it's going to be as entertaining as London. I just think Justin Gaethje will come out, he'll want to make a statement, and it will be as business-like as we can see Justin Gaethje look. Will he take a few unnecessary risks? Of course he will. It's what he does. But on the whole, it will be a very business-like performance, and he'll look to bounce on and get back out in the summer, hopefully.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, in the first fight in London, Fiziev won the first round, and Gaethje made a mid-fight adjustment and won the last two. It was pretty clear, 29-28. I think, Fiziev had a good first round. Then Gaethje kind of just put it on him and used his experience and took over. I do worry for Fiziev on the fact of A, the injuries, B, the short notice. It's still unclear, I think, whether it's going to be 3 or 5 rounds, but I'd be surprised if it was 5 with Fiziev coming in on short notice. So I think it'll probably be a 3-round co-main event. I know the Hooker fight was a 5-rounder. But I would be surprised if the UFC put this in as a 5-rounder.
Benefits them both, that, doesn't it?
They'll get a better fight, won't they, if it's 3 rounds?
So, yeah. I think Fiziev can exert a little bit more energy because he doesn't have to be as reserved. And the same for Gaethje. Gaethje can put it on him from round 1, knowing that he's trained for 25 minutes, but he's only got to do 15. So that could be both a blessing and a curse for Fiziev.
Yeah, I'll kick off the predictions, boys. I'm kind of on the same path as you guys. I think Fiziev's unhumanly tough, though. I watched him in that first Gaethje fight. He took a hell of a lot of big shots from Gaethje. Yes, we've got the question mark on, as you said, Jay, the inactivity, how long he's been out for. I rate him, to be fair. I think he's a good fight. I think he's got dynamic.
No, so do I, mate. I'm not dismissing him. I really do rate him. I do.
But Justin Gaethje, I think, as a weird statement I'm going to say now, I think he's pretty underrated himself, because ultimately, like you say, Jay's got this wrestling that he never uses, but he kind of has just been drawn into the fact now that he's a fan favorite, and his style is he just wants to go out and put on a show.
He has evolved it, though, hasn't he, recently? He doesn't
He has.
Unnecessary shots like Homer Simpson type. Before he just...
I was fighting like Homer Simpson before.
That's what I mean. And he's a little bit more reserved now, so he boxes in phases rather than just steaming in.
Look, it's a funny game, isn't it? He head kicked Dustin Poirier in Utah, Salt Lake City, and he was a certainty for a title shot. It didn't quite happen, so he took the Max Holloway fight for defending his BMF strap at 300 because it was a big money fight, co-main event, 5 rounds, so on. He basically put his position on the line against Max. It didn't work out. Now he's kind of back to the drawing board, isn't he? I think I'm probably with you guys about the business-like thing. I think he's going to win. I think he'll win it if it's 3 rounds anyway, which I believe it will be. I think he'll win a decision again, but a UD rather than I think it was an MD last time or a split. I can't remember. But I think Gaethje, he could 30-27 him, to be fair. Or even, Fiziev might get one. But yeah, look, there's more question mark to me around Fiziev than there is Gaethje, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Gaethje on points for me.
Yeah, I'm of a similar vein. I think if it's 5 rounds, we might get a stoppage late. But I think if it's 3, it's definitely going to be something like 30-27. Unless we see a similar start to last time where Fiziev wins the first round, Justin gets his bearings and then starts. I'd love to see him go in there, just grab hold of his hips and dump him on his head, just to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
We won't see that, will we?
No.
But yeah, I'm picking Gaethje UD, same as you.
Yeah, I agree. If it's a 3-round fight, Gaethje UD. If it is a 5 rounds and then stoppage in the 4th for Gaethje.
Yeah, look, I'll be surprised, but look, we'll see, and we'll definitely be there. It's a really fun main card, actually. UFC 313, the opener, King Green against Rufy's that's going to be a banger in itself. And then you've got Bahamondes against Jalen Turner. I think that's going to be a great fight, and that's just before this and the main event as well. So a really good card. Last one to cover is the main event, UFC 205, strap between Pereira and Ankalaev. We'll be back shortly for it.
See you in a minute.
Cheers, everyone.